Today I would like to talk about two things. About making her too important and about giving her what she wants. If you do one of these things or both, you are going to face problems with women. And I know this because I was an official nice guy in the past, and I've had a lot of problems because of that. I'm from Europe, by the way, so if I make a mistake, an English mistake, that's okay. English isn't my mother tongue, but still I'm going to try to share with you what I've learned to turn my life around. I had a lot of female friends in the past. I even had a lot of attention from females, but none of them was in love with me. None of them really wanted to kiss me, wanted to touch me, wanted to spend the night with me, and wanted to stay with me. And that was really frustrating, but I've changed it, and I didn't have to change myself in order to do that. I simply had to change the way I think when it comes to women. And the first one was, don't make her too important. My mistake was that I was always finding out if she would really love what I was doing. For instance, if I would take a woman out on a date, I would think, okay, where do I take her? I want to make sure that she's going to like it. What type of restaurant does she like? If she's in my car, what kind of music should I put on? If she's in the restaurant, what kind of wine should I order? I need to make sure that she likes that wine. I'm going to ask it to her. During the date, I was wondering, is she having fun? You know what? I'll ask it. Are you having fun? By the end of the date, I was thinking, I hope I get to see her again. You know what? I'll ask it. Can I see you again? I was constantly being a chameleon. I was changing my colors to blend in with her. And they don't like that. They really don't like that. And I was doing that because I thought she was very important. Every time that I fell for a woman, I always thought, oh, she's so important, I must make sure that I don't lose her. I must make sure that I do everything right. But it doesn't work like that, of course. If you want a woman to fall deeply and madly in love with you, there has to be challenge, there has to be a mystery. I don't know if you ever thought about this, but what is love? What is it? Love is a feeling of insecurity. If a woman, and even you as a man, even when you feel love, what is it? It's when you think, does she love me or doesn't she love me? Is she going to be with me 2 weeks from now? What is going to happen? Can I kiss her? Will she kiss back? That's what you think about when you are in love. And it is very important that the woman thinks those things as well. When you are a challenge, when you are a mystery, that is going to work. I don't know if you ever thought about the bad boy. Why is it that most bad boys have no problems whatsoever attracting beautiful women? And of course the good news is that you will never have to become a bad boy, but we have to study the bad boy to see what is it that makes him so attractive. It's the fact that she wants to catch him. It's the fact that he is the definition of a challenge. And that brings me to the second point. The second point was never give her what she wants. Most men, and I include myself into that group when I was 4 years ago, for instance, that was me. If I would think, what does a woman want? If you would know what a woman wants, would you give it to her? Probably you would. And that is the basis of the problem, because that takes away the entire mystery and that takes away the challenge. If you give her what she wants, what reason has she to fall in love or to stay in love with you? She has everything already. For me, for instance, the bells began to ring when I had a very beautiful woman. And really, I used all of my techniques to get her. And she was in my bed and we had lots of fun in bed, of course, yes. And then we were staying together for about 3 months. But by the end of the 3 months, I had turned into a wimp again. I was good when I was trying to chase her, when I was seducing her. Then I used all of my techniques, but then I forgot to use them once that I really fell in love. And I started to give her what she wanted. Every time that she told me, for instance, do you really love me? I said, yes, of course I love you. I gave her what she wanted every single time. But by the end of the 3 months, she broke up with me, and that was the first woman in history that was honest to me. And she said, you know why I broke up with you? I broke up because everything was sure. I was sure of my future with you. I knew you were going to be the one I was going to marry. I was going to have kids with you. I was going to stay with you until the age of 65. And I don't want to know all those things already. I need it to be a surprise. I need there to be a challenge. And that was it for me. I already knew I had to be a challenge to seduce a woman, but I had forgotten to keep using challenges even when we were together. That's why I named this website keepherattracted.com, why you should keep her attracted, because if you have a fish on the line and then you make mistakes, the fish can still get away, and we don't want that to happen, of course. I always tell the little story of a cat. I don't know if you have a cat or if you've already played with a cat, but if you have a little shoestring, for instance, and you play with that shoestring, the cat is continuously going to play with that shoestring. And you can keep that game up for hours if you want, until you decide to stop and to give her the shoestring. And what does the cat do then? She gets the shoestring, and she stops playing, and she goes somewhere else. Women are the same. The minute that you give her what she really wants, she's gone. And that's the problem with a nice guy. And again, I was a nice guy. If you are a nice guy, you want to give her what she wants. You have been brought up, and I don't know if it was your mom, your niece, your sister, but someone taught you that you should really be good to women. You should treat them with respect, and you should treat them with respect, of course, but you gave them what they wanted. You always wanted there to be no challenge whatsoever. If you love her, you think, I need to say it to her. She needs to know that I love her, because I see those movies, etc., where the bad boy doesn't say that he loves her, and then she's going crazy. That's what we want, by the way. But the thing is that you try to give her everything that she needs. And when you do that, it won't work. That's why the I don't care attitude, why being a mystery, why being a challenge, why never losing your self-control, etc. are so important. And those things are things that I clearly explain in the audio course that I've created to really make sure that the woman that you really like in your life falls for you and stays with you. Because if you make a couple of those mistakes, if you give her what she wants, and there are many ways that you can give her what she wants, and if you pick one of them by accident, she's going to fall out of love and she's going to find someone else. She's going to find someone new. I don't know if you ever thought about this, but how come that so many women have other lovers besides their men? It's true. I mean, I don't know the real statistics, but a lot of women are seeing someone else. Why is that? Because once they're married, once they have kids, once everything is for sure and secured, there's no challenge anymore, and they need that. So you have to find a way to get that challenge, to get that insecurity a little bit in the relationship from the beginning, when you start dating, when you start seducing her, until the end. Until the moment where you decide that a divorce is the only solution because you found another hot blonde. And I never suggest you should do that. But if you want to keep her attracted, those are the rules that you should follow.